Are we live? Okay, we're live. Hey everyone, and welcome to 5 a.m. trading. And on this channel, we wake up early in the morning so we can make money while everyone else is asleep. Or in my case, today, right now, we can lose money while everyone else is asleep, me included. I was sleeping this night and my short was closed at a huge loss of, minus $560. So I already did a live stream, but I'm not happy with this. I want to explain everything very shortly and precisely. So what happened? Okay, let's go. So what happened? First of all, as you may have noticed, we pumped real hard this night. For the last 8 hours, we just jumped up. We had this little rising wedge, and we broke above it, and we shoot up. So, and my short was closed. And let me explain what mistakes I made, and hopefully I will not do them again. Make these mistakes again. You probably also will learn a lot if you just listen, if you are new or something, and if you just see my reasoning and the way I do it. It's insane, and I'm happy. Actually, I'm happy that I lost so much money here, but let me explain. Sounds stupid, but this lesson is so valuable. It's incredible. It's almost too good to be true. So, what am I talking about? Okay, before I show you the exact mistake I made, let me show you my strategy. My strategy, how I see trading right now, and I've been looking at it for weeks now. You know, everybody is trying to work with a bunch of indicators: market cipher, cipher, market liberator, liberator, so many different indicators, Bollinger Bands, and they all might be useful, but I see more and more that you actually don't even need them. Like, all it goes back down are the trend lines, which I'm gonna show you, which I gave the names. Like this is the Queen trend line. Let me even call it. Let's call it Queen. No, Queen, baby. This is the Queen. Okay, let's change them like this. Okay, now on unreadable, like put it on top, make it gray, like this. Yeah, perfect. This is the Queen. This is the King. You will now understand why they are called like this and how insanely powerful. It's insane how powerful they are, and you basically don't need nothing else. It's crazy. I really, if I had the information that I'm gonna share with you right now before, oh my goodness, I'm so hyped right now. This is incredible. Okay, and this is the little princess. I will explain why I give them those names. Wait a second. So anyways, everyone's trying to work with all the indicators, the market cipher, Bollinger Bands, this and that, but it all boils down to these trend lines. Like I always remember the Snoop Dogg's song, like the diss of some guy who dissed, and he dissed back, and he in the hook he sings, "It all boils down to the fact that you're jealous of my paper style. It all boils down to the fact that you're jealous of my paper style." So every time I say it all boils down to the fact, I think of this song. It's actually a super nice song. Maybe I'll play it later. But first of all, okay, let's show you. So primarily how I trade is I just use right now, I use this king and queen and princess trend lines, and also we have some emperor trend lines which would go from here to here. I will show you later, and the god trend line. It's I didn't see them before, so I was blind, but now I see. Okay, let me really short explain how I build them. So princess lines are all trend lines which go back like 7 to 14 days. Like in this case, these two babies, like this pink trend line and this pink trend line, they go back only how much? 5 days. So it's a princess trend line. If it goes back further, like here, like 10 days, longer than a week, it's a queen trend line. So it's also pink, but it's thicker. It should be 3 pixels. So it's a queen. The king, as you might think, goes back like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 out up until, like in this case, like 40 days. All right. So how are these trend lines useful? Well, they are super useful because every time, for example, we have this king line which goes back so long. If it breaks, right, like right here, if we close a 4 hour above it, then it's almost certain that we are gonna go up. Look how strong it is. First it went this way, and then we even went up higher. So the queen line also, as soon as it breaks, it goes up. The princess line, as soon as it breaks, it goes up. And it can break to the upside or to the downside, but they are super important. If they break, then we have very high chance that it will continue in the breakout direction. And you can backtest it anywhere. It's insane. It's almost too good to be true. So we are in the 4 hour chart. Let's just go and draw some trend lines. Like this would be some queen, or was it queen or princess? It's 9 days, so it's a queen trend line. And as you can also notice, we can completely ignore the RSIs. We can almost predict them. RSI or any other indicator. Like for example, right here, we have this queen trend line. We just connected the bottoms of the price, and that's it. And this is a obvious trend line. So it broke here. We closed the 4 hour below it. And for sure, after this, what we saw is this huge move. And it was, let's look, it was 23%. All right, let's keep on. So we are at the bottom. What is the next line to draw from here? We just can go on and on. The next obvious line, let's say we are somewhere here. We are somewhere here. This is our time right now. We are here. What we do? We look back. First, we look back like 2 weeks ago. What trend lines we can create? We can draw. The obvious trend line would be this. This is super obvious. Look. Also a queen trend line because the queen trend line goes back a couple of days. So approximately like this. Maybe if you're not happy with the 4 hour wicks going, 4 hour candles going up, you could do it super clean like this. This would be the most proper way. This would be super clean to draw it like this. You see, this is a resistance line that is being created, resistance queen trend line, and yeah, let's make it clean from here to here. So what happens is we close above it. Okay, if you open the trade right here, exactly at this at the close above it, the 4-hour close, let's say you open right here, it still would give you 2.8%. It looks small right here because it's on Zoom, but look, if you open the trade right here, it still give you 2.7%. You could, as soon as you like plus 1%, you could move your stop loss into profit, and you're good, and you don't lose money. So it ended up first being a fake out and go down and retesting this line again and then go back up again. So at this point, after the retest right here, you could open a new loan. And also because probably you would have had this resistance line, support and resistance gray line, let me make it thicker, and you probably would know beforehand that the price might reverse here, so you would watch this level and take profits right here. So do you see what I'm saying? So these trend lines, as soon as they break, it's quite sure that we either go very significantly low, or even if we fake out, it still gives us some nice percentage right here. Even if we even if we fake out, we have 2.7%. Okay, let's go on. So it then went up. What else can we draw? We can draw on the 4-hour lines this tiny princess line. I think it's a princess because it's less than a week, I think. Let's see. It's 3 days. It's a princess trend line, princess support line. So you connect this bottom and this bottom on the 4-hour, you have this trend line. We break it right here. We close a 4-hour below it at this point. If we open a short exactly at this point, look what would happen. We would see a super nice about 9% move. Oh, wait. Yeah, it was 9.6% move. It's big money, baby. Okay, then let's say here from here to here. Let's say we would miss it and we would be thinking, okay, what next? What next? Just look for the next trend lines, like the queen trend lines on the 4-hour time frame. Like right here, okay, you might probably think that that's the bottom, and there are ways to see it for sure because it's a double bottom. We have support lines here that we can draw some like this. Then we would see, yes, right, it looks like the bottom. You could do it, but you can also wait for confirmation with the trend lines, and it would be also successful. So let's see what else can we draw here. At this point, what are our resistance lines? Well, let me draw the next line. What it's also obvious if we just look back last like 2 weeks or something. What can we draw? Yeah, we can. This is a obvious top, and we can connect it to those. So it would look like this, and it still would be a queen because it's about 9 days. So what was it? Let me make it thick. Okay, let me remove. No, not remove. Let me just make it even thicker. So we are looking at this trend line right here. So we probably, for example, we missed this trade. We went up, went down, and we are somewhere here, and we're looking for a next trade. So what we can do is just we look for the next obvious trend line, which is this queen line. We connect this top and this top, and we just wait. And we know that as soon as we approach it, we will either go down again or we will break it, and then we can open a long. So what happens? for sure we break this line. Oh, wait. We break this line here, okay? And we go up. And at this point, it's confirmed. At this point, it's a queen line broken, baby. A queen line broken means what? It means a very high probability that we will go up. And of course, first, it was kind of indecisive for 1 or 2 days, I believe. It was indecisive because it was the exact area of support and resistance, and it didn't want to break through it right away. But no problem, because this is fucking strong. Look at this trend line. And what did it give us? How much percent? Let's say we would open a long right here at exact this point, and then it would give us 5%, even more, 5.6% if we would wait like 1 or 2 days, like little swing trade. Oh my goodness. So it works, okay, right here. What's next? Let's say we would miss this move. What else can we do? Okay, let's say we are at this point in time. Now we are at this point, okay? And we are looking for a trade, or for a very safe trade. What can we do? Well, we can look, of course, we are somewhere up. We could look for a short. And what can we do for a short? We can connect the bottoms, and we have this trend line. On the 4 hour it looks a little bit flat, but let's switch just to 2 hours, or wait, where are we? Here, if you switch to 2 hours or 1 hour, 1 hour is maybe more obvious. We are right here. So this is our new trend line. Let me make the previous thinner, like this. So this would be our 4 hour trend line, right? And on the 1 hour, it's more obvious that this is a obvious, super obvious trend line, which, if broken, is quite safe money. So we are looking for a short. So what do? We wait for this queen trend line to break, and it is a queen because I think it's about less than a week. Yeah, it's 3 days. It's 3 days. Little, not queen. It's a princess. Okay, it's a princess line, like this. So as soon as it breaks below it significantly, on the 1 hour chart it would be here. 4 hour chart maybe even more reliable. Let's go to 4 hour chart. Yeah, on the 4 hour chart you would see right here, at this point, look, right here, we close below this trend line, and it's quite safe. Even though, look, even though we have this super strong support, even this support doesn't hold here because the 3-day trend line is super strong. We broke it. Okay, let's say we would open a short on the 4 hour confirmation right here, on the 4 hour close. Okay, then we would just open the short right here, and how much would it give us? So at least 3% before it goes and retested again. But we could take just partial profits and let the rest run, and it would retest it and go back down again. And at the end, it would be about 6%, 6.9%. It's insane money just from this trend line. No indicators. Do you see that not one time I looked at no RSI or something? Completely irrelevant. Like, I don't understand this world really so much. Of course, you might look for confluence with this RSI and so on. Yeah, sure, but up until now we did very well all without this, just trend lines. And we couldn't find until now not a single one which completely didn't work out. Because it gives you at least a little bit, a couple of percentages, like 1 or 2% at least before it fakes out. And very often, even though it fakes out, then it's you give it just a couple of days and it does go in the direction of the breakout. So all right, and we could continue. So look, after this nice ride that we had right here, what we could do, let's say we would miss this trend line, what would we do? Okay, look for the next trade. So let's say we are right now at this point in time, somewhere right here. We missed this trade, so we are right here. So what we do? We look. Okay, for example, let's say we are right here and we see the price go a little up again, a little bit, maybe like this, right? We see it. So we are looking for the next trade. So how do we do it? Well, we'll look back a couple of days, at least 3 to 4 days, like here, and we can draw a princess line. So we connect the tops. So remember, we are right here right now. Let's say this all this didn't happen. Like we are on the 1st of July. Let's say we're on the 1st of July or 2nd of July, and we are right here. We are looking for longs, obviously, because or maybe shorts, but first we need to draw trend lines. Then we will see what we can be looking for. So the obvious trend line would be this one. This is obvious on the 4 hour, because we have a top here and a top here, and we just connect them. We connect them and we have this nice trend line. Okay, it's more obvious on 1 hour. Once again, let's switch to 1 hour. So we drew it. Now we switch to 1 hour. And where is it? So we are here. We drew this line, and it's perfectly on 1 hour. You can clearly see what happens. Does this and this and let me redraw. So from here it does does this and this and this and this. So is it obvious or is it obvious? It's super obvious trend line. Let me remove this. So it's a super obvious princess. Okay, is it a princess or what is it? Yeah, it's 2.5 days. It's a little princess line, which is about to get broken. So what we do, if we want to long it, we just look for the break of it. So it breaks here on 1 hour. Actually, if you are a bit risky, you can already open it right here, the long position, the long order. However, to me, it's a little bit too close to the trend line. I would not call it confirmed breakout yet. The ideal breakout is after the retest, of course, like this, and then go up. But let's say you would be right here, and you would say, okay, it's enough. I open a trade. Also, you could go back to 4 hour and look for a 4 hour close, because 4 hour closes are, of course, stronger and more reliable. So if you are right here, you might be saying, okay, I'm waiting for the 4 hour close, and it would be right here. So right here, this would be the spot where we could open the long position. So okay, let's say we open it here. Let's see how much money it would make us. So it would first it would go down for 4 hours, and a lot of people who would open longs here would be wiped out, and we retest, but we give it time because we are confident. We saw this trend line being broken, violated this little princess line. we are quite confident that it's gonna go up, and we just wait 4 hours, 8 hours. We see it's rising and rising, so we see it approaching the gray resistance line, and we are already up 3.7%. You see it, 3.7%. It's a lot, baby. We can take partial profits and let the rest run. And if we would do it, then we would have ourselves another 3%. So it went all the way up 6.7%, 6.8%. So you see this princess trend line. It's broken. You look for a 4-hour close above it. You open a long, and boom! You just wait like 1 or 2 days, and you have 6.8%. Now, let's talk about the bigger lines, the king trend line, because up until now, all those rides right here, we were working with the queen line and the princess lines, which go like 10 days. The princess lines go back like 3 days. You see, they are not long. So we work with them. But as soon as you open any trade right here, you want to know where to put the stop losses and take profits orders. So this is where the other higher bigger trend lines come into place. For example, this king trend line, we might have okay, now it's too early. At this point we cannot draw it because it didn't exist yet. Let's see what else. Okay, later it was it appeared right here. After this point we could use them. So okay, before I talk about this king trend line, let me talk a little bit about the stop losses and the profit taking, which we should know beforehand. Of course, as soon as we open the trade based on this queen trend line, for example, after we break it, we have to know where we put our stop losses, right? And take profits. So let's begin with the first one. Let's say we would have this nice queen line on the 4-hour, queen trend line, queen trend support line. And first of all, what you probably see already, that they have different strength. You see that the more volatile these moves are, the stronger the breakout. So in this case, we went all the way up like this and all the way down, all the way up and all the way down. So this is a high volatility trend line that has been broken, and we saw a huge short dump. So, but if you see less volatile trend lines break like this, let me redraw it. So if you see something less volatile, like right here, right here, right here, yes, we have a lot of touches, but they are not so volatile. You see, they are less volatile. So we almost can expect that the move will be a little bit less. So in this case, after the break of a volatile trend line, the move went all the way down to like 20% move. But if the trend line is kind of quiet, it's a shy queen. This queen is like a confident, big, loud queen. This queen is just waking up to be loud. It's not that loud. So the volatility come only in the last flap. So the move was not super big, you see. All right, let's not deviate too much. It's also not always the case. It's different, but I think there is some correlation. So the more volatile the trend line, the bigger the breakout. Okay, let's talk about stop losses and take profits. Right here, after the close below this trend line, this green trend line right here, at this point, we open our short down, right? Also, we want to know where do we put our stop loss. So the most conventional way to set the stop loss would be above the previous high. So somewhere here. And I agree, actually. So if you would be very risky, you might be placing the stop loss even right here, above the previous super high. But it would not give us a nice risk to reward ratio, because it would be 10%. Come on, 10% for the stop loss. It's insane, baby. So the stop loss in this case would be, the conventional wisdom would say, above the previous high, somewhere here, right? Okay, but we also want to make sure that we put our stop loss above this trend line at least. So the stop loss should be somewhere above this queen trend line that has been broken. This is the rule number 4 or number 1. So first of all, if we open the trade right here, the stop loss should definitely be somewhere above this trend line. But where? So not here, of course, because it might just wick up and go down. No, the previous high is the most reliable point to set the stop loss. So I would do it somewhere here. So if I open the short trade right here, the stop loss would be here, because if we go back up inside above this trend line and we close here, it's almost confirmed. And yeah, but if we close above this high, then we create a higher high. We would create something like this, higher high, and then the chances of going down go down. So it would probably just go up from there. So the stop loss above the previous high. What about the profit? Well, you either just watch it and take some profits accordingly, or if you want to plan it, you just look for the previous lows. So this would be the previous low. So this would be the most logical area to take first big profits right here, because of this trend line and support of because of this support and resistance line and the previous low. If you want to go sure, you can of course also take some profits right here at these levels, because we have some wicks here, and also this level. Yeah, you could do it as well. So like from here to here, you could see it as first take profit area. Basically, you just look back and look where's the price action. So we open the short right here, and we look, okay, where's the price action? Okay, here are some wicks. We might take some profit out here. Maybe here some we could take out something. But the biggest fun begins when we can move our stop loss down. So let's say we went up to here and to here, then we bounce back up, and if we still have this trade open, and we see it going down again. So what we could do, we could say, okay, let's let it run. Maybe it will go even lower. So at this point we can lower, or maybe even at this point, you know, as soon as we are nice in profit, we just move our stop loss somewhere here and profit. So we cannot lose anymore. Even if the price reverses, we can keep the stop loss right here in profit, and we just let it run. Okay, let's quickly look at the next trend line. So this would be the next trend line that has been broken right here. Where would be the stop loss? Above the previous low. So if we open the trade right here, so we close the 4-hour candle right here above this trend line, so it's broken. Yeah, okay, then the previous low would be here. Oh shit, that would be that would be a difficult to swallow stop loss. So yeah, actually the risk to reward ratio wouldn't be, it would be 70% stop loss. So I think it's not good. So maybe we should go not with the week. Okay, in this situation, you know, not all situations are perfect, but sometimes you have to like make a decision. So at this point, I probably would set the stop loss at this support and resistance line, somewhere right here or above it, or at the bottom of this, at the lower wick of the same candle. So basically, you can also see that this trend line is kind of less volatile, so it's not a perfect break. So probably the stop loss should also be not perfect, but it's okay. So the stop loss, let's say it would be here, and you just wait and take out a little money right here. So this would be not the perfect setup, but still profitable. If you would do it like this, it would be still profitable. So okay, this trend line, okay, let me remove these because they are a little bit disturbing. So what about this trend line, this princess trend line, the stop loss, where would it be? So you open the short right here on the 4-hour close below this trend line. The stop loss, well, above the previous high right here, and it's quite high actually. The stop loss, it's not little, 6%, but what can you do? It's the science of the trading. So the take profit would be again the latest as this trend line, 31,000, because we see it, and it would be the same previous low, previous close. So at least here we could take our profits, but of course we can take profits earlier. We just look back, what was the first low, previous low? It was here. So you could actually set the first take profits somewhere a little bit above the wick right here, and it would be the first 2%. So you could take some money at 2% right here, and after this 2% you take, let's say you take out the half, you put your stop loss away from here to here, and you just let it run. Also nice setup. Okay, the next one, what's the next trend line to break? So this queen trend line was broken. It's quite volatile, and it closed a 4-hour close right here. Let's say we would open the trade right here. Even though it's a bit risky because of the support and resistance line, but those queen trend lines are strong. If they are broken, then the trend is going. So let's say we would open the long right here based on the 4-hour, which is not perfect because probably we should be opening this trade based upon 2 hours or something, because we would get a better entry. So, but let's say we have this entry, 4-hour close above this queen trend line, So where to put the stop loss? Well, above the previous low, but this previous low is just too big to swallow. I would go with this one. I would actually even go so if you look to the left, maybe switch to 4 hour to 2 hour, sorry. So on 2 hour, yeah, I think this area is quite significant. So the stop loss, I would put it right here, somewhere below here. So it would be the stop loss. Again, it's quite big. It's like 6%. It's huge, yeah. But on the other hand, you have very high confidence that it will go up. So this stop loss is okay because you have very high confidence that it goes up. Because look, this trend line goes up, goes back for this pink trend line is 12 days. Oh shit. 12 days trend line, this one. Let me make it thicker. Goes 12 days. Touch point here, touch point here. Now we broke it. So the confidence that it will go up is quite high. So at this point, so you just wait a bit and you still have the confidence. You could take some profits here out already at this point, like here. But how much would it be? You see, it's already 1.5%. You could take out 1.5% a little bit. I would not set the stop loss in profit yet because it's too early. We need to see a bigger move to set the stop loss in profit. So, but you could take like maybe half out at 1.5%, or you just let it run. And then if you wait, how much would you have to wait? Like 1 day, you wait 1 day and you would already be up 2.2%. Okay, if you wait longer, then it's a very nice 5% move. As you see, we can be quite confident in this move. So the stop loss is very important right here. So if you open the trade right here up on the 4 hour, 2 hour close, breaking above this queen line, so the next, the first take profit would be the previous high. So the previous high is somewhere here. Maybe somewhere here or right below it. And after this, the next high is somewhere here. So you could just plan your take profits like this with limit orders right here. First take profit here, second take profit here, next like right here. It depends on your style, what you feel better with. I feel better with taking partial profits on the way. And yeah, but you could also say no, all or nothing. I don't take partial profits. I just hope for it to really hit higher, the previous highs, like this one. This would be nice. So you see this high, it's a very nice profit taken area. And why would you be actually quite confident that the price will at least, not at least, but with a quite high degree of probability, would reach these levels? Let's say somewhere around here. Why would you be so confident? Well, because this trend line is a big one. It's like 12 days. If this trend lines break, then they go up, like at least to the middle of the trend line, you know, if they are big. The smaller ones don't always have this huge moves, but this is a big one. Okay, let's talk for a bit. No, first of all, let's look at the current situation, what's happening right now. So where are we right now? Yeah, we're still at the same levels, 38.5. Okay. Okay, we will go back to the current situation. First, let's talk about King trend lines, and after we talk about this, I will look at the current situation and see what trades can we open or plan to open. So at least, let's say we are somewhere here, and after this point, even after this point, we can create the King trend line, but at least here we can create this trend line. We just connect. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. We connect the 4-hour is more reliable. We connect this high with this highs, and we have this nice trend line, and it goes all the way down, the King trend line. It's a huge one, and at this point we know we are watching this. We are watching this King trend line, baby, because if it breaks, by the way, I'm on the logarithmic scale, but in this case, if you don't go too far back, it doesn't make a huge difference if it's a regular scale or logarithmic. But I like the further back you go, like 30 days, 40 days, the more you probably get, the more you would be better off to, the better you would be off to using the logarithmic scale. But we can also use both. So let's say we created this trend line on the logarithmic scale. If we switch to a normal scale, we can lower the King trend line to this level, so it's more in alignment, and we would have the breakout earlier. But I think logarithmic is a little bit less optimistic, but more reliable, because we break out a little bit later, because we have to move it up. But I think it's more reliable. So anyways, let's say we are somewhere here, right here at this area. We saw that this King line appeared. We drew it, this King trend line, and now we're looking for trades. And of course, there were a lot of other trades, like if we connect these lines right here, it's a nice princess line. For example, you could open a trade right here at this. You see, it's so reliable. It's almost too good to be true. I can't even believe that I didn't see it earlier. It's insane, baby. Wow, this is like Joe Rogan would say, whoa, no, whoa, crazy. So, okay, at this point we would might be looking for the short trades. This would be quite reliable. Just open the short right here and you have a huge move. Then the time progresses. Let's say we are somewhere here, and we are approaching the point where I opened my stupid trade. So I don't even remember if I talked about my stupid trade in this live stream already, or was it just in the last live stream? Okay, if I repeat myself, that no problem, because repetition is the mother of perfection. So let's say we are right here. We already have this King trend line. We have this Queen trend line, because let's say if we are here we already were able to connect the dots, to connect the tops. It's super easy, baby. It's actually so easy and simple. I love it so, and it's so beautiful. This is what I want to say, that it's so beautiful. A beautiful queen, very sexy queen, a MILF, a MILF trend line, baby. And this would be the Rocco Siffredi. Okay, anyways, we see this trend line. We see it right here, violated, and we should open a long right here. But I did not have this information back then. Like at this point, I was still a young stupid idiot. Now I'm a little bit smarter. I'm young and much more smarter. So let me show you why my trade right here was so stupid. So the situation is this: we have this queen trend line, very obviously. I didn't have it back then, but let's say we have this queen trend line. We are at this point of time. What would be the wisest thing to do? The wisest thing to do would be to, well, let me remove it real quick. First, the wisest thing to do would be to wait for confirmation, either for rejection down like this, or for a break, and after this to trade. This would be the wisest thing to do, because we see this huge queen trend line, which goes back like 12 days or something, or 10 days. And of course we want to know, will we be rejected here, or will we break above it? If we break above it, long. If we get rejected, short. Okay, but I didn't see it back then. Let me go to 1 hour. Oh no, first let me get back my long, so my short. So let me go to 1 hour and show you the stupid thing I did. Camera blocker was posted with demons. You indeed shit I did. Camera blocker was posted with demons. Okay. So at 1 hour, no, not. I have to go way back to maybe I believe it was 5 minute time frame where I tried to short it, where I saw a trend line which was broken. But I was young and stupid. Don't judge me. Do not judge me, please. Please do not judge me. So this was a trend line. This is the trend line that I opened my short based upon. And I believe I think we could also expand it to here. Okay, it doesn't matter. So anyways, the situation is this. We were at this point in time. We had this huge queen trend line that I did not see. We were right here. All I saw is probably this support and resistance line, and it's all that I saw. So we were right here. I was not aware of the queen trend line that we were approaching, but I saw this 5 minute trend line, and I saw that it broke here, right here, at this point. So after seeing this broken, of course I open a short trade. Not of course, but maybe after the retest I opened it. I think after the retest we went below it, and we went up and retested this green trend line, and then I opened the short based on this 5 minute. And I was in profit for a couple of times during the 2 hours of this move. Just super tiny profit. And then we reversed and went in the opposite direction of the short, because Jack Dorsey, Elon Musk, and so on, they had this conference, and the price shoot up from here, and we went up. So why was it a stupid decision to open the short right here? Actually, to open the short right here was not as stupid. It was okay, because we approached this trend line, we broke this 5 minute, yeah, we had some signs, some indications that the trend that the trade would be profitable and we would might go down. It might very well happen, but so opening the short was not that big of a mistake. The huge mistake was to remove the stop loss. So um, initially, I put my stop loss somewhere right here above the previous highs, and then I thought, okay, let's go with this resistance, support and resistance line, this gray line. So I thought to myself, all right, if we close above it, then I'm out, and it would be a great idea. But after we pumped above it, I was thinking to myself, oh come on, the pump is not justified. It's just a little conference between Jake Dorsey, Elon Musk, and Katie Williams, I believe. So for sure we will go back down, and again, and my short will be profitable. This was my thinking, but it was insanely stupid. It was just, you cannot imagine how stupid it was, and by now you should be understanding and seeing why it was stupid. Well, if you still didn't get it, let me show you. Very simple. This huge queen, this this nice beautiful queen trend line is super strong. This is where my stop loss should be, at least, because if we close above this trend line, so let's say we close the 5, if I base my my order, my trade on the 5-minute, then I should also base my stop loss on the 5-minute, and based on the 5-minute, as soon as we close the 5-minute above the queen line, which I didn't see back then, but right now it's so obvious, I'm out. So this is where my stop loss should be, somewhere here. If we close it, or I could do it manually, because sometimes the price just wicks above it and goes down again, so it doesn't close here. So I might be just sitting and waiting. Would be nice thing. Would be a smart thing to do, and see where we close. And if we close right here, I should just close the trade. If we close the 5-minute above this queen trend line. But my thinking back then was, once again, I thought to myself, okay, it was a very sharp way up, and for sure it will go back down again. And very often it does, but even if it does go down, very often it will stay above this support and resistance lines, and also this queen trend line. So the mistake was not so much to not open the trade. The mistake was to remove the stop loss. But instead, what I did right here, because I thought we would go down again, I added to my position. So my entry went up to this. Now we have some Twitter. Cardano, rest in peace. What happened? Let me check Twitter real quick. Cardano, bears, rest in peace. Yeah, bear trap on Cardano. Someone is posting this. Yeah, I believe Cardano is shooting up. Let's see. Cardano 140. Yeah, baby. I love it. I love it. I lost a lot of money, but my portfolio is going up, baby. So let's get back to my stupid short. So instead of removing the stop loss, what I did was I just added to my short, so my entry went up, and I did it all the way up. I added to the trade all the way here. So I ended up having a entry at 31.2 something. I added a little bit. and it never went below it. It never went below it. We went all the way up and up and up. Why? Because I didn't respect the queen line. But it's getting even worse, baby. Yes, it's a huge lesson, and if you watch all the way through and listen to what I say, I think you can really learn. At this point in time, I think you can even learn from me and my mistakes. Even though I did not make millions with trading right now, I think this lesson, I made a little bit money, but I lost it again. But this is the lesson, baby. This is super important. So, like I said, it's even worse than that. So, what happened is, as you see, okay, I opened the short, I didn't close it, even though we went above this queen line. I just added to the position and let it run. But here's the point where it became just ridiculously stupid from my side. Of course, I didn't have all this information, so it's not stupidity, it's just lack of knowledge. But I have this knowledge right now. So the most ridiculous thing was happening after we broke the king line. So we're approaching this line, which I didn't see. I still didn't see it. We were approaching this. I was in the short. I was in the negative, minus $200 or something. We approached this trend line, which I didn't see, and we broke above it. We broke above this king trend line. So back then, what I should have done is just go back and draw this king trend line, and I would see for sure that after breaking this king trend line, it's over. It's over. Just close the fucking trade. So later then, maybe at this point or at this point in time, like yesterday or the day before, I got aware. I became aware about this king and queen trend lines. It's just got to me. So I understood it. So I drew this king and queen trend lines, and I saw it. And now I was in a situation where I was still in this stupid short, and I saw this king line broken to the upside. So to me, it was quite obvious that it would go up, right? But I was hoping for a retest, but because many times we do a little retest and then go up. But what I didn't recognize is that we already had this retest right here. Of course, we might have a second retest right here, but you cannot count on it. That's the thing. You cannot count on the retest, baby. So if you are in a short and you don't go out after breaking this king trend line because you are waiting for a retest, it's not so smart. You can wait for a retest if you want to have a better long entry, yes, but you cannot count on it because it might never go down again. So it's probably much better to close the short right here. So it was double ridiculous situation to open a short right here, okay, but not closing it after breaking above the queen trend line was not smart, but I didn't have this information. But the most ridiculous thing was not to close the short after after breaking above the king trend line, which is huge. You see it right here, and we can also backtest it. If you go back in this live stream, you will see I tested it, and it works every single time. We have some moves, and at least a couple of percent where you can take partial profits. So everything I'm telling you right now, all this information I already had yesterday. So yesterday, and we are still going up. It's 39. Oh baby, it's 39,000. So I had all this information, but I was still not 100% sure because I really wanted to test it, this new trading strategy, if it really works, that we shoot up after the breaking of the king. And yes, we did, and we still do. And so yeah, what I wanted to say is, yesterday I already knew everything that I just told you, but I still didn't close the short because I was still hoping that we would break down. Also, David J15 said that we are very bearish, that it looks dumpy, and we had some divergences. He said we have a lot of divergences, but come on, these divergences, they just completely ignored. Actually, let's look at the divergences right now, what he was talking about, and if there's so this divergence, this is the main divergence from here to here. Let me paint it. So this divergence right here, higher high but a lower high on the RSI. This divergence didn't play out so well, but it took us down for a bit to the bottom of the rising wedge. So I believe in the divergences, they still do work, but in a uptrend, the divergence will bring you only down up to the bottom structure of the bottom of the structure, or if it's a bullish one, then higher. So if it's a bearish divergence like here, we cannot expect it to just bust through. We can expect it to play out just a little bit and bounce back up at the bottom line, most likely. Is there any other divergence that was just ignored? I'm curious to see, like maybe on 4 hour, if we can even count on the divergences. Let's see. From here, higher. So maybe some bullish divergences on the 4 hour. No, just convergence. All over the place. So I don't see too many divergences, which, okay, let's see. Okay, this was a kind of divergence, but I'm not sure if I'm drawing them correctly. So from here to here, let's make it green. Fat green. From here to here, this is a high, high on, it's a high on the price, and we have some lower high on the price right here. From here to here, let's move it up like this. From here to here, a lower high, but from here to here, it's a higher high. Okay, maybe let's put it a little bit back, like from here to here. Okay, like from here to here, and from here to here. It looks like a bearish divergence because we have a lower high and higher high here. But I have to admit it's not a confirmed divergence, because in order, if we want to see this convergence, the divergence to play out, we first need to see some stronger downward movement, maybe something like this on the RSI. Then it would probably be confirmed. And or at least break the support on the trend on the RSI. So the support on the RSI would be right here. If we connect this and this low, we have this type of support right here. So the confirmation of the bearish divergence, which is this green line and this green line, would come probably if we break this, if the RSI goes below this line, or at least maybe it would be enough if we break this support. This would be probably enough because we have these trend lines as well. So it's a kind of support, and I think if we would break below this support right here, if we wouldn't go back up from here, you see this is where we have this divergence in this area. We have a higher, we have a lower high here potentially, and a higher high on the other side right here. You see, so we need a confirmation of the divergence. So this must become a higher high. Right now, at this point in time, it's not a high yet because it might still go up, and it did. So what we should look for right here for the confirmation of the RSI is that it goes below this green little support line, because if we connect this and this bottom of the RSI, we have a support of the RSI. You see? So the confirmation of this divergence would be here, I believe. Then the chances would be higher that we go lower. But it didn't. The RSI just went up and up and up and up and up. And yeah, the divergence never appeared actually. It was never there. Because it was not confirmed. So yesterday DaVinci J15 talked about a 4-hour divergence on the on-balance volume. And let's switch the on-balance volume back on. Let's see. On-balance volume. OBV right here. So let me change this line to black. Okay, like so. So let's do it like this. So all right. Yesterday at 10 o'clock, yesterday in the evening, in Dubai it was starting of the day, I believe. So yeah, DaVinci J15 was talking about this little divergence. He said we had, what was it? I think he was talking about this higher high. Wait, where was it? Okay, let's go to 1 hour. I think on the 1 hour it's more. Okay. Okay, let me delete this. So maybe on 1 hour, I want to find it again. So it was here that he said we have a divergence, and he said they are super rare, these divergences. And look, from here to here, let's make it black and very thick. He said, look, we have a lower high on the on balance volume, but a higher high on the price. So he said it's a divergence, and it has to confirm because we go down and up, and right here we would then go straight down or something. So he said it's very, very bearish. And I just believed him because, yeah, he's a millionaire. But on the other hand, he said it's very rare. But how is it rare if you can see it all over the place, actually? It's these divergences. Let me open another. Let me put on another OBV with divergences. It also shows divergences. What was it? Probably this one. No, it was. Let me find it and show you that actually we have a lot of the divergences. They are not rare by any means. So OBV EMI with divergences. Wait, I'm not sure. Was it this one? Yeah, this is the one. Look. These divergences, they are not rare. Look. Divergence here, divergence here, divergence here, divergence here. They are all over the place. I don't know why Da Vinci said it. So we had it so often. Let's switch to 4 hour. They are all over the place, baby. Don't tell me. So I don't know why he was so sure that we would go down. And I'm not sure if he opened the trade. I also couldn't understand why he was bearish, because to me, being bearish in this case makes no sense with my new thinking and strategy, because after breaking the king trend line, which goes for 40 days, baby, 40 days, and it was broken right here, how can you be bearish? So, but who am I? Who am I? I'm a fucking little piece of shit who lost $600 on a short trade. Who am I to judge Da Vinci J15, who is a millionaire? But he said we were bearish, and my king line said that we are bullish, and we are insanely bullish. Okay, let's shift to the next topic. So what I want to talk about right now is the following. Well, first of all, I want to see what's next. What's our next trade, baby, based on all this new information we have. My intuitive feeling right now is that we need a strong retracement right now, because we went up so much, and my feeling, my intuition says it's not sustainable. We will retrace down. This is what my feelings say, but who the fuck cares what are my feelings? Because look, the facts are in. We broke all kinds of resistance milestones. We had these milestones. So after breaking this king trend line, we had these milestones. First of all, all the previous highs, you know, this high was a milestone. We broke above it, okay. Then we broke above this one, okay. Then we broke about this high, okay. We also broke about this one, and we broke above the main one, this one, you know, right here. Oh, sorry, right here. Not the main one, almost the main one. The main one is here, and we're still waiting for break of it. And I don't know. I really doubt that we can just slice through it, through this. Let me actually place it here. So the ultimate milestone is this one, about 31,000, 41,300 or something. It's a huge action level. If we create a support and resistance line, I'm quite sure we're gonna see some. Yeah, look here, it's a huge area of action. Probably we're gonna need to instead we're probably gonna need to draw a box right here from this week's beginning. Like where should it begin? Okay, let's begin with this. Let me draw a box. And after I do it, I will be looking for the next trade. So, okay. So our huge resistance box should be going maybe even from here. Let's try from here, because I see this area. So let's draw it right here, and then let's just see. Oh no. Back. So you're probably gonna need to maybe all the way up here. Let's try this one. From here to here. And funny thing is, right now we are here with the price, you know, and it's exactly where we had this wicks, the tops of the wicks. Very interesting. So let's see if we can work with this box. If we have nice touch points here. Well, I'm not that convinced. Let's go to one daily. Okay, on the daily it makes sense, because we have the wick here as our upper level. We have this included. We have 1 wick here. We have this, also this action area, this couple of wicks here. 1, 1, 1. This is this. Include this. Okay, maybe we. Okay, let's see. Does this make sense? Because we have highs here, high here. Maybe we really have to lower it like this. To be honest, I'm not sure what's the best way to draw this box resistance line. I will just keep it like this first. I will change it later, maybe. Yeah. Actually, let me put it up higher. Up to this week's. I like this better. Yeah, looks better to me. Because if we go inside it and stay inside it, it looks good. Because we have this week, and we have this week, we have this upper wicks, and it's also right here. Okay, I like this one. I'm gonna keep this. So yeah, let me expand it. So this is where we should be heading at. Alright. And this is our next milestone. So we need to take out this one. We need to take out this milestone. Let me remove these milestones so we don't have too much noise here. Yeah, this is our milestone, baby. Alright. Let's take a look at the Bybit chart. Maybe we can find something here. Probably we can spot the next resistance line. I believe on the maybe it was on the daily where I connected this yellow line. Let's look. Yes, I think it was the daily connected this, so this might be our next resistance. But the ultimate resistance is of course this. Let me, on the Bybit chart, let me also add a horizontal ray right here. Yeah, this will be our next milestone. Let's make it blue. Okay, but light blue, not like this. Light blue. Like this, okay. No, actually I don't like it blue. Let me. Okay, much nicer, like this. So this will be our next milestone. All right. And what do you see? Oh. Look, if we connect these lines, this is exactly the point where we are right now. It's making a stop, and it's also the 200 EMA on the daily. We stopped exactly at the 200 EMA. Very interesting, very interesting. Okay, but let me go back to the trading view. Let's put on the 200 EMA. On the daily, it's right here. Wow! Would you believe it? We might be crossing, have a cross right here. Oh no, I thought it's a bullish cross. No, it would be a bearish cross of what are these lines? EMA 2, EMA 100. Okay, doesn't matter. So let me just keep only the 200 EMA. Oh, I already have it right here. So this is the 200 EMA number 5. We are currently touching it, kissing the 200 EMA on the daily. So right now, what I want to do is look for the next trades. And if I'm looking for the next trade, what I'm doing is draw trend lines, king, princess, and so on. So let's just look back. What are the obvious trend lines that we can draw? So we cannot draw any new lines because we have the last lines we were able to draw were these princess lines. Let me go to 4 hour. These princess lines were our last lines that we were able to draw. And okay, we could also make a case of W, huge W's and so on, but we don't want to take time for this because it's obvious we already broke out. So what lines can we draw now? Oh, wait, let me change the color and the thickness. Let's make it orange right now. Alright, so let's see, what else can we draw? If we want to draw a line right now, we have to go even further back and connect this higher lines. So what we could do, we could connect this high with these bad boys. Let's just throw a couple of them and let's just see. So we are on the 4 hour chart. We're just gonna draw a bunch of them and then see what we can do with them. Let's make it extend to the right. Let's make it a little bit thinner. So, okay, this might be a trend line. We need trend lines that we can use for trades, so let's see. Let's connect this. It's almost like spider lines actually, these trend lines. And oh. Where should we put it? Okay, this one. Okay, what else can we draw? Or maybe from here, like this. Okay, what else can we draw? We are on the logarithmic scale. Later I will change to regular scale and maybe we can see something as well. I need to be precise here. What's the highest point? This seems to be the highest point. Okay, clone it. Again, this would be this one. Okay. Clone. Oh, actually, it doesn't make sense to draw them all. Because they are pointing downwards. We are already above all of them. Okay, I will have to remove all of them again because we cannot use them. So this one definitely unusable. This would, we also already have it. We cannot use these. Yeah, we probably might be using these two. So this trend line or this trend line. I think the most important is right now is this one. Okay, from here to here. And I'm connecting the closes, not the wicks. Connecting the closes. Although maybe I should go with the wicks. Okay, let's do both. Let me connect the wicks right here as well. This is the wick. This is the wick. So then we have this two lines. Let me make the wick line thinner. Let me actually make them black. I think black will look better. Okay, let's go with this. So it would be a nice W, or is it? Yeah, it's kind of like a W, but it doesn't matter what you call it. If it's a W, ascending, descending, triangle, whatever. What matters is a huge ass trend line. This is what matters really. So it's a huge trend line, and if this trend line gets broken, then we go up. We wicked above it real quick, as you can see, but then we went down again. So this is probably one of the most important trend lines to watch out right now. Okay, what else can we draw? We can also draw. Okay, I agree. Orange looks better on the eyes. Let's also try to draw something here. Probably we're gonna see something. Let's try with the 4-hour logarithmic chart. Alright, like this. Let's see if we can use them. We will probably it would be better to lower it like this. Not sure. Okay, let's first try with the clean ones. We connect the tops like this. Can we use it? Okay, let me remove this. So this trend line goes all the way down here. Yeah, it's way above at 40,000. If we break this, then maybe I should keep this line. If we remove the logarithmic, then it's different. Okay. Maybe there's some other line that we can draw. However, you know, maybe we should even go with the high Kanachkis and connect not the wicks, but let's try with high Kanachkis, because they average everything out a little bit more precise for the long term. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's a very similar situation. 46,000. Alright. Still don't like it. Why I don't like it? Because it's too far away. Let's try to go with the daily. Okay, let's try and go with the daily. And switch back to hello candles. Okay, still too far away. I want to find something nearer, so we can probably try. Maybe we should go to 3 days. Let's see what we have. 3 days chart. Okay, on the 3-day chart we can lower it. Why it's I hit the wrong. It's showing me it's showing me the S&P 500 because I hit the space. So let me go back. What the fuck? Go back. So alright, we are on the, and now the line is removed. Top. Perfect. Okay. Okay, still can't really use it. But anyways, you know, this line, if we connect the previous insanely high all-time highs at 64,057, it seems to be a super important line, but it's not relevant yet for us. So we'll keep this in mind for later, but first I want to see if we can find something, something nearer. Okay, let's go to the weekly. Okay, no help here as well. Alright, so let's switch to regular chart and see, maybe we can find something here. 1-day chart. And I want some line right now which would cross somewhere here. But I have to justify it. I can't just draw any lines. Yeah, but if you connect them like this, then it's like wishful thinking. This way you can draw any line. You just shift them. We have to be more precise. So, okay, let's go to 4 hour. And I switched off the logarithmic scale. I'm looking for the next trade, next good trade opportunities. So if we connect the highest highs, so based on the logarithmic scale, and being super clean. Okay, let me connect not the wicks. I don't want to have wicks. I want to have the doesn't change much. Okay, based on the regular scale, 44,000 or maybe later 43,000 is our next huge resistance. What about the logarithmic scale? Then it's 46,000 on the logarithmic. Okay, let's go to the daily and connect the closes of the candles. Yeah, it's basically almost the same. If we go with 4 hour, yeah, it's just the same. Okay, let me keep the 4 hour. Wait, so this is the 4 hour. let's go with the 4-hour trend line. Let's connect this, and yeah, let's keep it first. So currently our main trend lines, which are like godlike or emperor trend lines, because we cannot find any kings right now. Okay, this might be the king, but it goes really far back, like 3 months ago. It's okay, 69 days. So we have to find something. We have this high, then we have a huge kind of W structure. We can also, I think I need some more trend lines, something like this, because I would connect not only this high, I would respect this high as well. We connect this, let me make it a little bit different. So actually it's exactly the point, yeah, let's where we wicked. These trend lines seem to be quite important. So what I suggest to look for is for this area to be broken, or a strong rejection from this area. Well, I gotta say I'm a little bit confused right now, because it was such a huge move. It's different, it's insanely different. It's just crazy how different it is, because right here, if we go sideways, up and down, we can draw all these trend lines, but right here we need to draw bigger trend lines, which is a little bit different. Like right here is obvious, like from here to here, obvious trend line, boom, boom, bam, down. But right here it's a super big one, so I'm not even sure which one of these trend lines is the most important. Maybe I should go with, let's go with the daily chart, because it's so far back. Let me remove all these lines and try to redraw it. So maybe we should go just with the daily. Let's try it. So based on the daily, we would, what would we connect actually? This and this. So this would be like a big W to look out for, right? Okay, this is quite obvious, I think, that if we approach this area and break it right here, 40,000, and stay about 40,000, then our next resistance would be, yeah, it would be quite big resistance, but still, if we break strongly above it and stay above it on the daily, and take out this milestone, then this would be our next level. But we might, most probably we will just do something like this before we go up. Maybe even something like this. Well, it's not helpful that we don't have this candle closed yet. Okay, what about the 4-hour when will it close? It takes time. About 1 hour. Yeah, no help here. Okay, let's go back to daily. Let's go back to the daily. I really like the fact that we are above the 200 EMA. Very nice. So, fact number 1, important to understand. We have this resistance box somewhere here. We have also this neckline of this W. Let me draw the W. If you ignore this wick, then the W look like this. Wait, I have to redraw it. Like this, 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 and then like this. So this would be the huge W with the neckline right here. Alright. And as soon as we break above it, then the target is huge. Let me as soon as we break the neckline, we might sooner or later be looking at 51,000. Yeah, baby. Sounds very good. But first we will have to deal with all this resistance right here. It's extremely strong resistance right here, and this emperor trend line. So, and also this is the regular chart. Let's look at the logarithmic. Yeah, it doesn't change much really, actually. So, okay, if this W breaks, then breaks out, then we see some 50,000 Bitcoin sooner or later. But before we do, let's take a look. So first of all, we have the W possible building up. Okay, what else? What else can we draw? Here. Maybe. Oh, maybe we can draw something here. Okay, this would be interesting. Let me go to 4 hour. Maybe we have some trend line which can go from here. Let's see. Let's try this and this. I'm not sure. Maybe I already tried it, but let me try it again. Try it again. So if we count this as a high, we already broke another W. So we could see this as a W. So, and we broke it. Broke above it, which would mean that we already might be heading at 45,000. Oh, that would be insane. Okay, but I'm not sure if we can really use this, because this was just a intermediate high. Can we really draw the W based upon it, the trend line? Not so sure about it, actually. Let me remove it, but it's just thinking out loud. Okay, what else? It's because in order to draw the trend line, I want to see some obvious high, like this high, like this and this. This is what I want to see to draw a trend line, you know? Not this. This is just a little tiny up and then go down again, so not really a high. Can we find something here? Not yet, actually, not yet. So I'm kinda lost here. Kinda confused. Okay, there's also another, okay, this is important. I see another milestone here. We completely ignored it. This milestone right here, this high, looks also like an important area, and it goes all the way back right here. So, and interestingly, it's also the area where we had our wick. And it goes even higher, like this. Yeah, it's exactly this area. We need to close above it. But doesn't look too relevant. So let me remove it again. Okay. I'm looking for other trend lines. Maybe I have to use the gamma rays actually. So these are the regular rays or emperor trend lines or god trend lines. It's a nice name because they go back very, very long time. It's like how it's 3 months back, so like 100 days back. So these are the god trend lines. But we also have X-rays which slice through everything. Maybe we can find some right here which can help us to plan our next trades. So maybe if we connect all these bad boys, let's just play around. Let's just play around a bit. Okay. If we try to connect something like this and this, and let's change the color to black. Well, funny enough, it's insane, but if we connect all these lows, we have this X-ray, like this low, this low, this low, this low. They are all relevant. Look, this is actually a super strong neckline and trend line. It was extremely important for us in the middle of May, mid-May, 16th of May, we broke below it. This back then it was just a queen or a king line, trend line. Let's see. It was 50 days, so it was a huge king trend line. Okay, then this is why let's give it a red color and a little bit more thickness, because a king deserves some more space, baby. Yay! I'm happy because this shit is fucking starting to make sense, baby. Makes sense. Yay! And without indicators, bro. It's bro or sister, without any fucking indicators. Insane. So let me explain the reason for my happiness. So we had this super strong king trend line, which is red, up to here. We broke it mid-May, right here, and the 16th, 7th May, we broke below it. And after this, you know what happened. We just went all the way down, and we had some 32% or 35%, whatever, move down. So this baby, this king trend line was super strong. Okay, so far so good. But now it has become an X-ray which slices through everything, and it's still valid. And as you can see, this is exactly the point where we have been rejected. Right now, we went all the way up until this. This is exact. It can't get better than this. Of course, there are some more X-rays which will go all the way from somewhere here, from the left, and then slice through, and then connect this and this and this. I'm quite sure. Let's look for it right now. But first of all, we can definitely say that this is a valid trend line. and that we need to break above it. If we break above this trend line and this trend line, it's very bullish, baby. I think it's very bullish then, because it will be also a W. Okay, let's look for other X-rays which might be relevant today, right now. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, wait. Maybe from here. Okay, let's try. Let's copy it. Again, this is our wick. And let's put it up here. So the X-rays, for the X-rays, we just connect a couple of peaks and lows. Actually, let me remove all this stuff. No, let me. I will need this later, so let me just hide all of this stuff. Bear with me. And the bear is not with me anymore. So this, and also this. This and this. Okay, let me put them in a group. And hide them all. Okay, nice. All right, so we are looking for some X-rays. So, all right. Okay, it's a king, but let me make it a little bit thinner, because it's better on the eyes. Okay, so this is the X-ray we're looking at right now. Actually, we might connect this one. We have these two. We have the previous wick here and this one here. And yeah, it looks quite important. So this might be our next level here of importance. Actually, I see something else. I don't know if you see it, but I see these wicks have not been used yet. Let me see if I can use these. So let's connect those two. Maybe this. So we have two touch points. Okay. Is it useful? Don't know. Maybe not really. Like this. Okay, this looks like it might make sense if we connect these bad boys. Блять, сука. Why it's jumping up? Don't jump up. Like this, yes. Okay, let's see if it can give us some insight. Well, this is this trend line. Let's make it thicker. Yeah, it's just all confluence. A lot of them point to this area. We have the neckline, we have the box, we have the X-ray, King X-ray. Okay, we have these 3, 4, 5 lines all pointing to these levels. So, and right now we have to use the X-rays because we have nothing else right now. Because the only line that makes sense to draw right now is this black neckline right here. This is the only line because it's quite obvious, like looking like a neckline here. Should be even higher weight, like this. Yeah, to be completely clean, it should be go all the way up to until this week. Yeah, this is our. But I would say the first milestone would be somewhere here. So this is what we don't have nothing else. We have only these X-rays and. Actually, very funny that all the X-rays, a lot of X-rays, and also the neckline point, they have confluency right here. Really interesting. But I don't know what to make of it. Okay, maybe we can draw some X-rays from the bottom, from here. Let's go try this one. What can we do? Connect this one. What about this? Here. Maybe if we can find some trend line which connects many points. Not really. Let me try something else. Let me use this one because we have a couple of closes here. You see, goes all the way here. Okay, this looks like it might be important. Maybe on the daily. Let's switch to the daily. If we go with this one, connect this. Lower close, hard. So we have a couple of touch points. We have this touch point on the close, daily close. Then we have a slice through because it's an X-ray. And we have week here, 3 weeks almost. So at least 2 weeks are touching, then the close. And it's exactly at our confluence level with the other X-rays. But we could, in the same manner, go with this X-ray, or this, or this. Yeah, I think it's more like cherry picking right now. Okay, I could say, oh, look at this. We connect this week and this this close, and we hit it there. But come on, why not from here? Why not from here? Why not from here? Why not from here? So, oh, there's a reason why. Because if we connect with this wick, we also touch this point and this and this and this. So okay, I have to admit, this X-ray might have some importance right here. So maybe I should keep it first. Okay, let's switch to regular scale. It doesn't change much. What if we connect this? What if we connect this? So it's still kind of cherry picking actually. Okay, it maybe has some validity, some importance, relevancy, but yeah, we're just gonna make it thin. Keep it right here. And also this week we could also put it up from up here. Would connect more. But alright. I'm still looking for good trend lines to base some trades upon. Still didn't find any. So on the 4 hour we connect this. Okay, let's try to connect some. We have to play around, work with what we have. We don't have much. Okay, probably I will just have to wait for this to go down. Because let's say, for example, it had a nice pump, very nice, it's a Monday, and then it goes back down again, for example, like this, okay? And after, let's say, it goes down, it creates a new high. So we could go and connect a couple of trend lines, maybe something like this might be a trend line, which would be quite weak actually, because it's so far apart, but it's something we have to work with something. Блять, what happened? No, go back. Go back, baby. Sometimes I hit the space key and then it goes up. So if we create a high right here, we could draw some trend lines. This trend line would be for sure important if we just go from here to here. This would be absolutely important. So after this we would be looking, after creating this, if we go down from here, then we would be looking for something like this to happen. And then it would be like something like a W or a cup and handle, something. So probably all I can do right now is just wait and see. Okay, right now I could create a short, probably open a short, because we're clearly retracing down right now. Let's go to 1 hour. Maybe we can find some nice trades on the lower time frames. So on the 1 hour, maybe we can connect these bad boys. Not really, too far apart. So it looks like we're gonna retrace now. can we create a trend line from here to here? Well, probably. Now we're going down. Now it's retracing, baby. Probably should be shorting right now. Oh, you see now? Now we're going down. But the lower you go with the time frames, the more volatility you get, the more stressy it looks like. Oh, huge down, huge up. If we go back to 4 hour, this little move was not so significant. But at least I think it's really creating a high. Something we can work with. Very nice. So let's go back to 1 hour first. Let's see. Is there something we can work with? Okay, what about 15 minutes? Yeah, on the 15 minutes we also have this huge divergence from here to here, the divergence. Oh, let me use this. Here we go up on price, but we went down on the RSI. 15-minute divergence, and it played out already. But the worst part about it is you don't know where to start. So, okay, we create. This is what I really hate about divergences. Let's say we see this divergence. Higher high on the price and lower high on the RSI. And some would say, yeah, look, it's a nice move of 3% down. But, well, smarty pants, this 3% are already done. So the divergence, after the divergence confirms, let's say somewhere here, we don't have a lot to go from there. Like 1% maybe. So it's useless for us right now to short based upon the divergence. So maybe we might be looking for a engulfing candle, but we didn't have any here. We went up and then just down. Like somewhere around here we confirmed the divergence, and then we went down a bit. Okay, we might have like 1 or 2%. Actually, it's quite okay. Every time I try to hate on divergences, I then argue with myself and see that you can actually use it. So, but still, I'm not completely convinced. So, okay, let's try to draw something, because I want to trade and make some money. Let's change the color and everything. So, could we have been shorting based upon this trend line? No, not really. Also, this is very weak because we have no touch points. We need at least 2 touch points. So right here, if we go up from here, this would be a nice trend line. If we do something like this on the 15 minutes, is it 15 or 5? Yeah, it's 15 minutes. If we do something like this and break it decisively right here, for example, then we might have a super short scalp, or maybe all the way up to these levels. But right now, nothing. Also, we are above all the resistance lines and EMAs. So shorting right here, I don't know. Let's look at 1 hour. Well, on the 1 hour we are 15% above the EMA, 200 EMA. So it's a big stretch actually. It might very well happen that we just fall like a rock from here. Might very well happen actually. But why do I not short it right here? Because we don't have any trend lines that have been broken. So if this trend line, this is not a real trend line right here actually, because we didn't even have a close here on the hourly. We will close in 12 minutes. Okay, on the 15 minute we already have a new trend line. This is probably the only one that we can work with right now. And yeah, also if we connect the tops, yeah, okay, this would be a trend line as well. But anyways, this trend line just appeared, and this is probably the only thing we can work with. It just wait for it to go up again, then do something like this, and then break. And after it breaks, a confirmation of the W would be here, because it would be this W. Looks like a frog to me. So we could short from here. If you have the balls to short in a bull market. But I think shorting after the break of this trend line is quite safe, because we went up so drastically. So I almost expect a little retracement, at least a couple of percent down. But very important, the stop loss. Let's say we see something like this happen, right? We see this trend line and it breaks. Let's say it breaks right here, okay, and it closes the 50-minute right here. Actually, it would be reason enough to open a short from here, because usually after these trend lines break, they go down, like up to the middle of this trend line we might probably expect. But let's say you open a short right here after you see the right here, so it breaks here but it confirms here, so we open a trade down from here. We could also wait for the confirmation of this neckline break, if we see it as a neckline. If it breaks right here, then we could so if this neckline would break here, we can also open a short right here to be more safe and expect a couple of percentages down before maybe go up or something like this. Let's say we do it. What would be our stop loss? If we open here, then the stop loss is obviously above the previous high, which would be like either this or this. Definitely somewhere here. What would it be? Yeah, in this case it would be like 1 or 2%. Okay, so just work with the stop loss and it's gonna be fine. And yeah, don't forget the stop loss. I think I'm closing it, or I didn't look at the altcoins. Actually, let me see, maybe you have some comments. No short or long. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your Sorry, I didn't see your comment. Nisit Pravin. So you're asking if we should short at 38k. So basically I just gave you the answer, actually, what I am thinking right now. So a short sounds like a very good idea right now. However, we need some kind of confirmation for the short. We need anything. So I will not short it unless we break some levels, at least at the 15 minute. Okay, if we go to 5 minute, maybe we can find something smaller. Yeah, it looks like a W has been broken right here on the 5 minute, but it already reached its own target almost. You see, if you short the 5 minute right now, so if you make this W like this, then this would be the neckline, and this would be the target on the 5 minute. So we almost reached it. So, but for me it would be, I'm not sure if I want to do it. I'm trying to catch bigger fishes. Let's see. 2%, and we went already. If you scalped it from here, wait, how much would it be? If you scalped it from here, it would be almost 1%. But I would rather be looking for this 15 minute structure. Look, I'm on the 15 minute right now. So on the 15 minute, I have this trend line. It's super small. If this breaks, then I will short a little bit with a tight stop loss somewhere here above this previous high, maybe this one, and take first profits somewhere here and then let it run. Yeah. If we go to 1 hour, we have a similar story. We have no confirmation of a short, no trend line break confirmation. Maybe we have some other confirmations. There are many ways to see if it confirms, but to me it's not enough. I want to see break over a trend line, because as we already saw just in the last hour, I was talking about it in the last 2 hours, the trend lines are very, very important and strong. Let me remove all this noise. Maybe you have some more comments. You probably already left because I saw it's too late. I'm sorry. Okay, next time I gotta look at the comments somehow, but I don't know how. Maybe I have to do it on a separate screen. It might work. Okay, let's go back to the chat. So yeah, the situation. Let me just do a little recap of the overall situation right now, and what trends, trades I'll be looking at right now. It looks a little bit messy, so we are on the 4-hour chart. So basically we broke this king trend line, which goes back like 40 days, and after we break all this strong, let me remove all these lines first so we are less confused. This and this, and okay, let's remove this as well to have less confusion. I will take them back on later. So after breaking this king trend line, this big, which goes back like 40 days, we can expect a big move, and we saw this move. It's almost always happens if we break these big lines. If you look at these little queen lines, because they go back like 9 days or 10 or 14 days, if they break, like you see, you connect the tops right here, which go back like 14 days. As soon as we break, we go up also, big move. Then we have a little princess line, which goes like for 3 days, from here to here. It's about 3 days or 4 days. And we break this, sure enough, we have a big move, and so on and so on. So they are strong, this trend line. So the king trend line broken, we went all the way up. Now we have been rejected by the neckline. We have all kinds of support right here at 39,000. We have, let me remove this as well. We have all kinds of support. We have the box, the wicks, the neckline, and so on. It's just logical that we've been rejected here. But what are the next big trend lines that we look out for on the 4-hour chart? It's this X-ray, which goes back here. This X-ray, you know, it's connect this low back in February, and we go down like here. And so we have some confluent trend lines and support lines which are showing us that right here we have resistance, and we need to break it to be long term, to open any long, big long right here. So we need to break this. So this is the macro scale view, but we want a trade right now. So for a trend right now, what I'm looking at is on the 15-minute, because anywhere else I cannot find any trend lines that I can draw. On the 1 hour, look, on the 1 hour, there's nothing. Look, what can you draw right here? We already had these princess lines that have been broken, but on the 1 hour, this is the only thing I can draw. And we have no breaking of that. So we are waiting for this to break, for this 1 hour, or if you look at it from the 15-minute perspective, you see it's a trend line. We created the first low, and we are now just waiting for this move to happen, to go up, then touch it again and break somewhere here. This is where I would short if we close 15 minutes somewhere below this trend line. But super important, like I said, the stop loss. I would never try to go from now on. I will never go without stop losses. The stop loss should be, if this line should be should break the 15-minute line, trend line, then the stop loss would be above the previous high. I don't know where it will be. Maybe it will be here, maybe slightly higher, maybe lower, at least here. We have also this wick right here. Maybe it would make sense to place the stop loss maybe somewhere here if we short it. Yeah. What also can happen is that it just continues to go down like this, but it will not continue forever to go down, because it will stop somewhere. Maybe it will stop here at this princess lines and then go back up. But this is also great, because then we could draw in new trend lines, maybe something like this. But we will have to wait. So this is the current situation. On the bigger time scales, we have to wait. On the smaller time frames, like 15 minutes, we also have to wait for some trend lines to appear that we can trade. And yeah, we'll see. If you see some other trend lines that we could draw, you can tell me. Let's see, maybe have no. All right. Yeah, so that's basically it. Let's take a little short look at the altcoins: Cardano, VeChain, Matic, BNB. Oh, I'm so happy that BNB, Binance Coin, is going up. Very nice. Ethereum. Yeah, let's take a look at Ethereum. Oh, wait, sorry. Before I do that, I need to get my lines back, because I deleted a lot of X-rays, which seem to be important. So let me get them back, and then we'll take a look at the Ethereum. Okay, so I have my X-rays back and some trend lines. Okay, let's take a look at Ethereum. Okay, with Ethereum we have a very similar situation. We also have this big king trend line, which is red, and it broke, so we are probably going higher and higher. Of course, not in a straight line, but maybe something like this, retest, go up. So overall it looks very bullish. I have to say it's super bullish, baby, because we broke this big ass trend line. Yeah, you see it goes all the way back. It's also an X-ray king trend line. I'm very happy that it broke. On the bigger time scale, of course, on Ethereum, we are currently creating a nice W. Look, like this. It's a huge W. Oh, okay, let me do it again. This, here. It's an insanely big ass W, which is a double bottom. Wow, it looks so beautiful. It's just incredible. So this would be the neckline. Let me draw the neckline real quick. This would be the neckline. And as soon as we break the neckline, of course, you know what's the deal. You know what's gonna happen if we break the neckline. This is what's gonna happen. We take the height of the W and place it right here. We might be looking very soon at 3100 Ethereum. Looking very good, but we didn't break it now. You can't also expect to break it just like this. We'll probably go down and do something like this, and then create a new trend line like this, and then just go up before we break it, if we break it. So, but maybe we can see something right now. Let's see if we can draw some trend lines right here. So we still have this little princess trend lines. Let me go back to 1 hour. We still have this little princess trend lines right here. Okay, what else? Maybe we can also connect these. It's almost like a channel. Going back from here. something looks a little bit like a channel. So yeah, I have a feeling that it's gonna go down, but let's see if we can have some confirmation to short it right now. Let's go to 15-minute. Can we have some confirmation for a short? So realistically, logically, since we are inside this channel and we have been rejected here, we can also, on a 15-minute, we can place the top of the channel like this. Would be a little bit more precise. So we have been rejected. So we created the top of the channel. We might, realistically, logically, we might expect it to go down, hit this level or this, and then go back up again. Okay. Maybe we should go to 5-minute to see some confirmation. Actually, yeah, I think we have a confirmation on the 5-minute. Oh yeah, but I overlooked it. I didn't see it. It's a trend line which broke here. So if you were on the 5-minute, if you saw it here, probably could have shortened it. But then again, it would be really close. So it would be maybe a little bit risky to short it right here. Okay, let's see if we can draw some other trend lines. This trend line is kind of weak because we have one touch point here, then we was touching it, kissing it all the time, went up and go down. And all right. Actually, yeah, right now might be the time to short. But for me, it's a little bit late. I should have opened the trade right here. Can we still open the short on the 5-minute? Or is the train gone already? So right here, it would be the confirmation of the break of this trend line, because we close a biggest candle below this trend line. And yes, a little bit late. I'm late to the party. I don't know if I can still short it based on the 5-minute. Let's see, maybe there's some W. No, looks more like the Alps, the Alpen pattern. Let's see. Is this a trend line? Yeah, it looks a little bit like a trend line, but I don't like this kind of trend lines because you see the first top is super is almost non-existent. So I like to have a couple of touch points for a true trend line. But it still goes down. It might go down, but you cannot rely on it because, well, trend lines like this are not as reliable as trend lines we have a couple of touch points, you know. So I'm kind of undecided. I think this would be the perfect situation right now for the short, since I missed this short, and it was not too big, actually, only 5 minutes. What might happen now, maybe something like this. So that would be great. If we go up again and then go down, then we would also have this little neckline here. To look out for of the W. So if we do something like this and then go down, then I will short it probably on Ethereum. So I'm gonna be looking at this. Let me take a look at Bitcoin. We had some interesting stuff here. Oh, it also broke down. I thought we would go up first and then, but we went straight away down. But you cannot predict it really right here with the trend lines, because the trend lines that don't have more touch points, that are not reliable. So if we would have a touch point here, it would be more reliable. But it went just straight away like this. So for me, it's too risky. Okay, so we might also just go sideways from here. Looks almost like a sideways channel. Might very well be. Maybe slightly tilted to the upside. Okay, so what do we trade today? Based on the trend lines, we look for some trend lines to appear. Right now, we go only down, and it's not reliable that it will continue. It might go up and down, sideways, you know. I want to see a break of a trend line. This is where I want to open a long or a short. Okay, what's up with Cardano? Let's take a look at Cardano on the 4-hour chart. And actually, if you look back, I predicted this. Well, it sounds big. I predicted. I just saw in the charts that we're having a huge ass dragon, which is a head and shoulders pattern. And after we broke it right here, you could have made insane amounts of money. Look, it's 18%. And it was, yeah. But actually, let's analyze this from the perspective of my strategy, which is trend line. So I'm using less of these patterns like the triangles, the wedges. What I'm looking for primarily is the break of the trend lines. This is the most important things for me. So, for example, if we look at Cardano and we look at this head and shoulders, which we had end of June, then in the first half of July. If you would want to trade it and short it, you would wait for the confirmation right here. So let's put it right here. You would look here for the confirmation on the 4-hour, and from here you would short the shit out of it, and it would be stupid amount of money. Look, like 20% or 18%. It's good, but there's even a better way to short it. Look, because if you work not only with the patterns, but if you look out for these trend lines, look what you would get. Look, it's just insane how much more money you, almost double, not double, but much more money you could make if you would see this trend line back then, which is a, let's see, it's a queen or princess trend line. It's 16 days. It's a queen trend line. So let's give it a proper color like this. like this. Okay, let me look. Maybe you have some comments. Okay, no comments here. Okay, I'm talking about Cardano. If you just started watching my live stream, if you wanna see my view about Bitcoin and Ethereum or the current trades, you can look back. Basically, right now we have to wait for some patterns to appear, some trend lines on the 15-minute, for example, or 5-minute, before we can short Bitcoin and Ethereum. But right now I'm looking at Cardano. So I was just talking about this head and shoulders, which broke out. We could make a lot of money, but there's a better way to trade it if you use my trend lines. My trend lines. No, it's just any trend line. But I do it like this. So this is a queen trend line. You connect the bottoms right here, this touch point, and then we have here the touch point. And I call it a queen trend line because it's less than 2 weeks, I believe. Yeah, it's about 2 weeks long. So I call it a queen trend line. If it's bigger than 2 weeks, then it's a king trend line. Anyways, we had this support trend line, queen trend line right here, and we broke below it right here. So as soon as we close a 4-hour candle below this beautiful queen trend line, it's quite sure that we will continue go down. Even if it would be a fake out, let's say, even if it would go just a little bit down like this and go back up, we would still make how many percent? We would still make like 1 to 2%, even if it's faking out. So they are quite reliable, these trend lines. And so compare this. So if you would short from the dragon head or head and shoulders pattern confirmation, it will be from here, close of the 4-hour candle right here, up to here. It would be 18%. All right, nice move, huge, big amount of money. But if you short from here, oh baby, it would be 27%, baby. Look, it's awesome. And you could take partial profits here, then see it go back up after confirmation of going down, maybe breaking some new trend lines on the way down. Like for example, right here, this would be a nice confirmation. You could draw this trend line. Let's switch to 1 hour so we can see it better. So on the 1 hour, you might be looking for the confirmation of downwards movement, continued downwards movement. You could do something like this. You see, if we close below this trend line, you would understand, all right, we're continuing down. So you might even add to your either Cardano short and then go all the way down. So this is just looking in the past at the possibilities which are not there anymore, but we live in the present. So what's happening right now? This is the history. Let's go back to 4 hours. What happened to Cardano after this huge Bitcoin move? Actually, let me change the title of my live stream right now, because I'm talking about ADA right now. ADA, BTC, ETH Analysis, and why I lost a lot of money. Okay, let's save it. Sometimes I'm looking at the comments. If you have some questions or some suggestions, then write it down here. Okay, let's go back to the chart. So Cardano, basically all altcoins, each and every altcoin is insanely dependent on what Bitcoin is doing, and we all know it. If Bitcoin goes up, everything else goes up, and vice versa. And since Bitcoin went up like crazy over the last 10 hours or something, our Cardano went up as well. But let's see if we could have predicted the Cardano breakout to the upside without even looking at Bitcoin. This is a interesting question. So in order to answer this question, let's look at the trend lines. Let's look at our beautiful trend lines. So what trend lines could we have created yesterday based on 4-hour chart? And it would be something like this. So how long is it? It's 6 days, so it's a princess trend line. Princess trend lines are thin pink trend lines that I draw like this, and it's quite valid because it had this touch point right here, then it went up again, and sometimes it doesn't touch the trend line, even though it should. Look, usually if we look at the Bitcoin chart, usually we see it really touching this trend line and touching it here. But the altcoins, they're a little bit skewed, they're a little bit amplified because they are dependent on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin, for example, let's say Cardano goes down and tries to go lower, but Bitcoin goes up, then Cardano also goes up very quickly. So we have a little bit different trend lines here. They don't necessarily have to touch here. But okay, we could also do something like this, you know. And at this point, we could also see if Bitcoin goes down very quickly, that then Cardano might lose its mind and go down very heavily and then go back up. So what the point I'm trying to make, these trend lines, they are a little bit less reliable, I think, on their altcoins, because even though we break out right here, for example, on the 4-hour on Cardano, if we see Bitcoin going up, Cardano just forgets that it wanted to break down. Like Cardano closed the 4-hour candle below the princess trend line, and it just wants to go down. But Bitcoin pumps, so it forgets everything and joins the party and goes up. So the point is this: I think this trend line strategy is most reliable on Bitcoin. If we try to work with them on the altcoins, it will be a little bit more difficult, because yeah, you see, it might fake out more than Bitcoin does. Okay, let's see if we still, the question is if we could have predicted some upwards movement using the trend lines on Cardano 4-hour. So we went down, we were right here, we could reset the target, the trend line to here and here. So yeah, this is the support line. Can we draw some resistance lines right here? Yeah, this is a quite nice resistance line. It's very beautiful, actually. Wow, look, I think I found something. Actually, we could have almost predicted it. Let's go to 1 hour, because we want to be independent of Bitcoin. Okay. So on 1 hour, we might draw this trend line, which would go like this, and like this, and like this. Actually, it's quite strong because we have this wick, like this touch points, 3 touch points or 4, not bad. So actually, if we, as soon as we closed above it, which would be like 11 hours ago, you could open a long trade for Cardano from here. Now it's, of course, it's too late. Now the question is, so yes, first of all, we could kind of predicted it if we look at the 1 hour. And after we closed the hourly candle above this princess line and above the whole this structure, we could have opened along here with the stop loss right here, and also we would have to monitor really heavily what Bitcoin would be doing at this time. So at this time we would need Bitcoin to continue go higher, and it did. You know, if we would open a long trade on Cardano somewhere here, but then we would see Bitcoin go down again, then probably we should have to close the Cardano trade. Because right now the situation is this: any trade that you open in altcoins, is dependent on what Bitcoin is doing. So you have to monitor what Bitcoin is doing. Okay, so far for the question if we could have predicted. Yes, we could have predicted it, but it would be a little bit risky, so we would have to look at what Bitcoin is doing all the time. Okay, next question that I'm asking myself right now is, can we trade short Cardano right now? Let's go to 15 minutes. Can we draw some trend lines here? This might be some kind of a trend line, maybe on the 5 minute. But I'm late to the party. Again, I'm just late to the party. And now we are creating just a little channel. We're creating a falling wedge, falling bullish something. Yeah. We might actually look for a long for Cardano right now. If you want to long it. So this falling channel might break out. If we break out of this channel, then we might continue higher. So all right. Based on my trendline strategy, I'm a little bit late to the party because I cannot short it anymore. If I would try looking for a short trade on Cardano, I would be looking for a kind of double tap to appear, something like this, for example. Then I would short it. Right now, not really. It's on the 5 minute, on the 15 minute, the same. So if we go up from here, then go down, then we can short it, but not right now. Okay. Last look at the Bitcoin. Okay. Probably we also have to wait here for some kind of W or something to appear before we can short it, really. Because this trend line right here, this is very weak, because we have no, it's not a trend line actually, because we just went straight down. This is the new low. So probably we will see something like this. If we see something like this, then we can short. um, we can also see something much different. Like I said, might see something like this. But we have to look for it. We have to watch out for it. If you want to scalp it on 15 minutes, 5 minutes. Oh, alright. Alright. Okay, what about VeChain? I'm kind of curious what's happening to VeChain. We have some questions now. Alright. VeChain. And I'm pretty much sure it's all the same story. Everything went up, and we have to wait, and we'll just have to wait for new trend lines to appear. So this is VeChain. It looks almost the same like Bitcoin. You see, we went up and had our highest prices around April and May. Then it went down. It's like they all are copying the bull market, the Bitcoin. So we had this channel right here, interesting. Broke down a bit, went up. Can we draw some trend lines? Oh. Interesting, interesting. So Princess trend line right here, just the same as on Bitcoin. We had a rising wedge, which broke out, and we could also long it. If I wouldn't sleep, I probably could long it. Okay, the question is, where would I open the long? Probably as soon as Bitcoin broke out, because then you can expect everything to go up. So, but if you want to base your breakout on the trend lines, then you would wait for this little Princess trend line, which goes back like how many? Just 4 days. It goes back just 4 days. You would just wait for a close above it. Okay, let me redraw it a little bit, a little bit more precise. Like this. Okay. No, I don't have to. It's on the 4 hour. Okay, let me get it back. I keep it on the 4 hour. You know, on the 4 hour it's precise. We have the close right here, and we connect with this close right here. So it's strong. We don't change it. We don't change it. So here we closed above it right here, the hourly candle, and since we would see Bitcoin railing going higher, so it's almost a given that it would go up after this. Quite sure. But if you want some bigger confirmation, you could wait up until here, the hourly close way above this upper level, and from here to here you would have some 6%. Yes, and the stop loss should be, actually I would put the stop loss right here. Usually we would look for a stop loss below the previous low, which would be right here, like from here, but this would be too big to swallow, like 12% stop loss. Come on, no. So I would probably put it somewhere here maybe, because if we go inside this channel again, then it's a fake out. Yeah. But overall, what I see with the altcoins, they are heavily dependent on Bitcoin. So probably it's the best strategy to short or long any altcoin is first to look at Bitcoin breaking some big support or resistance line or trend lines. Like right here, the princess line, after we saw this break, we could long it from here. And yeah. And then we could also long all the altcoins. Okay, let's see if something has changed, if some new lines appear, trend lines on Bitcoin. Because we need to plan the day. If we want to open any trade today, we need to be prepared. Which lines can be broken? So on the, for example, on the 4-hour chart, we can see nothing really. So we have a higher low created, perfect. Now we can create a new trend line, which is a big as king trend line actually. Wow. So on the 4-hour we have this king trend line, and but it doesn't give us necessarily any confirmation for a short or long. Who knows where it's gonna go, higher or lower. So we have to go to the 1-hour chart, 15-minute chart. So on the 1-hour chart we see this trend line appearing. So we go back to 15-minute, it's the same. So we need to see some trend lines to break. So it's just appearing, this trend line. If it goes up, it will confirm, and then if we break it, then we can short it, or if we go above this line, we might even long it. So yeah, I'm closing this live stream in 1 minute. Before I close it, let me draw the patterns for you. This is what I'm gonna be looking for. Either something like this will appear until we will be broken on the 15 minutes, or we will look for break to the upside like this at this levels, or we can be looking for a W to appear, something like this. And if this breaks, well, let me put it lower actually, all the way to the wick. So if we go below here, then we can also short, and with the tight stop loss right here, maybe above wherever it will go, and then short it all the way down to here, maybe take profits along the way, maybe some here. As soon as in the profit, maybe lower the stop loss, maybe in profit, maybe something like this. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna be looking for. So now, before I close it, I just draw everything back in and then close it. So this is the first thing I'm looking for to break. Then the second possible pattern I'm looking for is this possible W. Let me change the color to yellow, and maybe even something like this, a W. Did I say before W? No, it's an M, it's a double top, but this is a W, which you cannot see because it's difficult to see. Maybe I can change it. Yeah, this one, the black one. But it's just confusing. I will remove it, just watch it. So these two patterns I'm gonna be looking for today, and right now I need my coffee. Oh, Oh, look, we are going down. Of course, it's possible that we just go like this. Absolutely possible as well. But I don't short it right now because I have no real confirmation. Because, for confirmation, I need to see some break of the trend line. So I don't see a trend line being broken. Maybe if we go to 5 minutes, then we will see something right now. Yeah, on 5 minutes it might look like a little double top. Yeah, but I don't wanna play with those little numbers. I want a safe break of a trend line. Then we go, and this is not a trend line yet because we might still go down. So if we go lower, then I will just have to move it like this, so it becomes a trend line. All right, it's enough for now. Thanks for watching. Do you have some questions? No? All right. I'm closing it. Have a beautiful day. Let me get some coffee, and I'll see you soon. Very, very soon.